The dark and cramped gladiatorial training facility with rough stone walls, flickering torches casting shadows, and dirt-stained floors littered with straw. The oppressive atmosphere is filled with the sounds of clashing swords and anguished cries. A whip cracks through the dim torchlight held by a guard wearing rough leather armor. The whip slices through the air, adding to the tension. A group of slaves, including at Spartacus Thracius, stand huddled together with dirt-smudged faces and bruised bodies. Spartacus Thracius is positioned in the center, his muscular build and piercing blue eyes standing out amidst the chaos. Gazes intensely ahead, his piercing blue eyes reflecting a mix of fear and determination. His rugged face is illuminated by the flickering torchlight. From Spartacus Thracius's point of view, the training yard is chaotic, with slaves forced into brutal combat. The rough stone walls and flickering torches frame the oppressive scene. A slave is struck down during a training fight, falling to the dirt-stained ground with a loud thud. His face grimaces in pain as straw scatters around him. Stands at the edge of the training area, his calculating gaze fixed on the fighting slaves. His stocky build and balding head are illuminated by the torchlight. The whip coils back into the guard's hand, its leather surface glistening in the dim light. The guard's hand grips the handle tightly, clenches his fists at his sides, his muscular arms tensing as he suppresses his rage. His gaze is unwavering, filled with determination. A flickering torch mounted on the stone wall, its light casting long, eerie shadows that dance across the rough surface. Two slaves engage in a brutal training fight, their movements quick and desperate. Dust and straw rise as they clash in the dimly lit yard. Hands clench into fists, his knuckles turning white. His rough and dirt-streaked hands are illuminated by the flickering torchlight. From a Spartacus Thracius's point of view, Gladiator Maximus stands at the edge of the training yard, his calculating gaze locked on the fighting slaves. From Ashamai Spartacus Thracius's point of view, Gladiator Maximus stands at the edge of the training yard, his calculating gaze locked on the fighting slaves. The entire training facility, showing the confined space filled with slaves, guards, and the chaotic fights taking place. Looks upward briefly, his piercing blue eyes reflecting the flickering torchlight as a spark of rebellion ignites within him. The secluded corner of the training facility is shown, with rough stone walls and a small window, casting warm rays of light into the dim space. The small window is seen up close, with sunlight streaming through, illuminating dust particles in the air. Stands close to Verinia Lucius in the corner, both facing slightly toward each other. Spartacus. Thracius listens intently, his hands resting at his sides. Standing near a Spartacus Thracius, gazes up at him, her hands clasped together in front of her. Her soft features are lit by the warm light from the window. First-person POV looking at Verinia Lucius. Her green eyes are focused, her lips moving softly as she speaks. Gazes at Verinia Lucius with a determined expression, his piercing blue eyes reflecting the light from the window. Hand gently moves toward at Spartacus Thracius's hand, her fingers barely touching his. The hands of Spartacus Thracius and Verinia Lucius are seen from a low angle, their fingers intertwining softly, and Verinia Lucius stand close together, their hands intertwined. The light from the window highlights their faces, creating a tender atmosphere. Looks deeply into Verinia Lucius's eyes, his expression filled with love and determination. Looks up at Spartacus Thracius, her green eyes glistening with hope and vulnerability. The light from the window shines on the rough stone walls, emphasizing the confined and oppressive nature of the space. The intertwined hands of at Spartacus Thracius and at Verinia Lucius are seen again, this time from above, emphasizing their vow to escape together. The secluded corner of the training facility is shown once more, with at Spartacus Thracius and at Verinia Lucius standing close together, their figures illuminated by the soft light.